now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, iTunes, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. Mike brings you great guests and interesting people from all across the globe. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another great episode of the Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking for a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960, or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at facebook.com/the Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on iTunes, Google Play, Apple, Radio Public, Deezer, Stitcher, and more. You can also take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device and subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. We're here with a terrific duo called One Up, or best known as the One Up Duo. They're based out of New York City right now. They just got done with Christmas lights and have a little eggnog as well, too. I'm kidding, folks. We're here with a terrific terrific duo here, Adam and Jerome Bell, and they were on season 15 on The Voice, and how they came together was just very unique. They'll be singing one of their big hits for Christmas, and they also had one that also made the charts as well, too, and talk about the history of it, and it's very, very unique. So, ladies and gentlemen, from beautiful New York City with all the Christmas lights, and live right here with all the eggnog, Adam and Jerome Bell. Guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us, One Up Duo.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us, Mike.
Hey.
We have a special kind of eggnog. It comes in the color of red.
Oh, you know what? Here, pour me some, okay? Pour me some. There we go.
Cheers.
We have that technology.
Oh, man. It's a drink of the gods, they say. So you guys paired up in a very unique way, and Adam, you're out of North Branch, Michigan, now in Detroit, and Jerome, you're from Lubbock, Texas, now in New York City, and you guys managed to come together in a very unique way, and of course, you guys were on season 15 on The Voice, and you also sang at a number of fests, sang national anthems for the Brooklyn Nets and the New York Yankees, and also, you're cast as love interest in music videos, and this turned into a great relationship as well, too. And before we get into all that, tell us how you guys got started musically.
Yeah, well, the whole beginning of it was when we were cast to be each other's love interest in a music video. I was singing with a vocal group that had been based out of South St. Paul, Minnesota. And through a mutual friend, the friend of ours was the owner of the group, and he met Jerome about 10 years prior to that. Contacted Jerome to see if he'd be interested in being flown out to the Twin Cities to be my love interest in a cover of Toxic by Britney Spears. We were filming a video for it, and then he said yes, and he came out to Minneapolis, and when we met, it was just love at first sight. Literally love at first sight, like that thing that nobody really knows if it exists, but it really does exist. And so we both kind of started off slow. We were in situationships at the time, and we each got out of those things respectively. And then about a month later, we started dating and started singing together pretty much right away. Yeah. And then the rest is history.
Wow. And of course, you guys can share your singing in just a minute as well, too. And of course, Jerome, just tell your side and how you got started.
Well, I've been singing. We both have been singing from a very young age. I started singing probably around 2 or 3 years old. I grew up singing in church. I idolized my mother because she was always up singing the lead, and I wanted to do what she was doing. But fast forward to that, I've been singing professionally since I was about probably 14, 15 years old. And then moving to New York City, it's crazy because we know a lot of the same people. We were actually on a cruise ship, 2 different cruise ships. I was working for Royal Caribbean, and you were on Princess at the time. We were in port together. We never met each other, but we know some of the same people. And it's been crazy because we both are also professional singers in New York City. So it's really awesome how the universe worked to bring us together.
And I guess two ships passing through the night takes on a whole new meaning.
Yeah,
it just made me think of it. And when you guys were talking about working for different cruise companies, which one do you think was better, like with better perks, and which one has like maybe less of it or something? It's like, which cruise ship do you think was better or something?
I loved my time with Royal Caribbean. I had such a blast. I met so many great people. I've always taken good care of. I loved it. The shows were awesome. I don't know about...
I mean, I had a great experience on my ships as well. I think the difference is on Norwegian, I had a really good time working for Norwegian. They treat their crew really well, especially the ship that I was on. But I think that from a guest perspective, Royal Caribbean just kind of knocks everybody off the list. I mean, there's so everything, every detail is so clearly thought out, from the food to the schedule to like these little door stoppers that they put in all the cabins, like every detail.
I will say, I recently did a Disney cruise, and I've been a diehard Royal Caribbean person just because I had sang for that company for so long. I did a Disney cruise recently. I think it was on the Magic, and that was next level. I've never experienced anything like that. No offense, Royal Caribbean. I love you.
Oh my gosh, the way you...
Yeah, they had it together.
Oh, yeah.
No Mickey Mouse operation, I have to say that.
Right.
The way you guys talk about the cruises and everything, you guys book us some tickets. I love to get on. So we're reaching you after this. And of course, you guys are wondering about, how'd you guys come up with the name One Up Duo? I mean, a very unique story. And just tell us about that. How'd you come up with the name?
Yeah, there are a couple different stories, and so it depends on if you're looking for like the mushy, sentimental version or just like the straightforward. But I'll give both to you.
Give the
because
straightforward.
I feel like the straightforward first is that it was a really long winter a couple of years ago, and we were newly in a relationship, so we were just kind of lounging around the apartment a lot, playing a lot of Super Mario Brothers. And as you probably know, and a lot of people know, like you get a free life in Mario Brothers, it's called a 1-up. And it just kind of stuck. We were playing literally like every day because it was the worst weather and just holing up in the apartment. And we were coming up with a name, and we thought, well, that actually sounds really cool because it's like it's quick to say, it's a familiar phrase, and we can spell it out so it's different from what it is in the video game. But then when we were kind of looking a little bit deeper into the meaning of it and why it's special to us, it's actually because 1-up in the game is a new life. But in the same way, when we met each other, we both felt as if we gained a new life, which is really true because we had both gone through a lot of things on our own, a lot of really long failed relationships, just the trials of life that come at you. And when we met each other, it was like this epiphany that we realized that we had a new life to start, a new adventure to start together. And so that's the sentimental version, but they're equally true, and we love that.
Yeah, totally.
That is amazing, too. And, of course, you talk about Super Mario Brothers. Which one of you is Mario and which one of you is Luigi?
I'm Luigi.
I'm Mario. Yep.
And I'm adamant about being Luigi. He's a little taller. He doesn't get his proper credit a lot of time. But he's okay with that.
And, of course, you guys could easily work as plumbers as well, too, especially on cruise lines.
Exactly. So much work available. I'm not the slightest bit handy, so don't let me near your toilet.
Right, yeah. Neither of us, actually.
The toilet, who gives a crap? I guess so.
Right.
Oh my goodness. Well, we'll talk about your experience on The Voice as well too. You listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at SonicWebStudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. Check our Facebook page at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, Apple, Deezer, Stitcher, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device and subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. You can also listen to the Mike Wagner Show on your iPhone, Alexa, Android, or your iPhone as well, too. We're here with the one-up duo of Adam and Jerome Bell. They're out of New York City. And, of course, Adam was living in Detroit and Jerome in New York City. And, of course, before we talk about season 15 of The Voice, just came up as well, too. Are you guys permanently living in New York City, or do you guys go to Detroit at times?
We are back and forth. And actually, right now, we're in the process of moving to Detroit. We bought a house there about 3 years ago. And we just want to be a part of the community there and the upswing that the city is experiencing. There's a lot of new life happening there, a lot of really amazing opportunities for creative types, because it's a city where it's not expensive. There's a lot of space. There's a lot of opportunity. There's a lot of need. And I think a lot of places that have a lot of need for just different services, different types of art, there's a lot of opportunity for artists to create something new to benefit the community.
And we also have a house with a fireplace. Let's just cut to the chase here. I'm from Texas. I feel like I paid my dues living in New York, toughing out these winters. And when we met, because I had the apartment here, Adam had just bought a house in Detroit. And the first time that I went with him to Detroit, I absolutely fell in love with the city. The house is gorgeous, and we have a fireplace, a real wood fireplace.
Oh yeah.
So there's nothing cozier than looking outside, seeing negative 11-degree weather, but not having to go anywhere. You just sit in front of the fireplace and watch television and play video games. So.
And of course, you can also one up the people in Detroit as well, too. So
exactly.
And it sounds like you guys are getting to be well received in Detroit as well, too. And if they find out that you've been on season 15 of Voice, we'll talk about in a second, how you think people will respond in Detroit?
I don't know. I feel like they're always, for me, because I hadn't been to Detroit prior to us getting together. And even a lot of my friends were like, wait, so are you moving to Detroit? Like, how do you like it? Like, what is it like there? And I'm like, it's an amazing city. Like, I had my own kind of reservations about going at first, just because we all know that Detroit gets a bad rap. But there's so much magic there, and the people of Detroit are so beautiful and so positive and resilient and really sweet. It's just been the best experience. So for me, it's like, I'm excited that we are still kind of under the radar, even in our neighborhood. We just kind of come in and out and we do our thing, but we would love to start to get more involved in like the arts community in Detroit, because it's a very happening scene there, especially right now. So that's kind of where we are with our move.
Yeah. And I think what's interesting about Detroit is that, I grew up an hour and a half north of Detroit, so I've been very aware of the way the city has been run over the last several decades, and the types of people that are in and out of the city all the time. And I think there have been a lot of empty promises to the people of Detroit, whether it be developments or politicians or hope for a comeback much sooner that didn't take off. So I think what's going to be really beneficial for us is just to actually plant ourselves there, because I think that we can tell people all we want that we're moving there next January, in a month. But until we do that, and until we put in the work and actually start to meet people there and place our grind there versus New York City, I think that's when people will start to receive us with a lot more trust, I think.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's amazing, too. Like to wish you guys all the best moving to Detroit. And, of course, me being a sports fan, we talked about, I talked about what I have up on the board. And I have to say, is go Lions, and maybe somebody can get you some season tickets or something.
That would be amazing.
We got you.
All right, let's talk about season 15 on The Voice as well, too. And you guys, we're working with Team Kelly. And first of all, tell us, how'd you guys get on season 15 on The Voice, and your progression moving up as a very unique duo? Tell us about your experience.
You know what happened? It was so interesting. We started dating, and then we were hanging out all the time, and I would be over here at Jerome's apartment, and we decided to just start at our apartment now. And we decided just to start making Instagram singing videos together, because it's such a common thing on Instagram to sing in videos and post them so that you can share what you're writing and just what your voice is. All of these different ways to use social media to get your art out there. So we recorded one video together, and through that one post, somebody from the voice casting found us, and then they reached out and asked if we'd be interested in auditioning, and then that was the beginning of that journey. And then so we auditioned, and that took us all the way out to LA, and it was pretty amazing how it happened, because we weren't seeking out the opportunity at all, but we were really open to it. So
we were actually a little bit timid about it, because we knew that we had never really performed together. We sang in our bedroom or in our apartment together, but the idea of like, oh wait, are we gonna pursue this like for real, like right now? Because we still don't know like what our sound would be together. What do we want to sing together? Because we have our own personal styles. How are we gonna melt the two together? But it was awesome the way that it all worked out, because we weren't able to make it to any of the open calls for the show. And it came down to them just saying, okay, you guys, just send in a video, introduce yourselves and sing a couple songs. And from us sending a video from Detroit, actually, we were there. They flew us to Los Angeles, and then before we knew it, we were in front of the executive producers of the show. And then,
wow.
Yeah. And so it was really awesome. And that show has just been such a great experience for us. And we're still getting so many opportunities from being a part of that show. We never could have guessed that it would have been as special as it has been for us.
Yeah.
And what was it like working with Team Kelly?
It was awesome. She's like a bubble of joy. She's like everything you would expect her to be. She's talkative. She's like boisterous.
Super approachable. Very real. Like, yeah. I mean, you just don't feel. You see her, and of course, the initial like.
And then like randomly, you'll be working with her, and she'll just open her mouth and start singing something, and it is this wall of sound. It's exactly like the recordings. It's the most unreal thing I've ever experienced. She's like, no, try to do it like this.
Really, Kelly?
That's crazy. So yeah.
Just do that thing. Okay, sure, I'm on it.
Well, I guess that's what you get when you work on cruise lines. Maybe she wanted to get on a cruise or something. It's like, let's go cruising.
She'll take her whole family.
Yes, that would be awesome.
Oh, there you go. Maybe she's singing Detroit at the Lions game or a Tigers game or something, or Red Wings or Pistons. Who knows?
Hey, you never know. She's all over the place right now. She's everywhere, which is so awesome.
Well, speaking of a couple of songs, let's have you guys do a couple as well too. And I think you had one called "Call My Name," which got you on the map. Unless there's something else you want to sing, and one which is Christmas season is "Let Me Come Home." So why don't you go ahead and sing a little a cappella of "Call My Name" for us here on the Mike Wagner Show?
Sure. Do you want to just do a chorus of "Call My Name"?
Yeah.
All right. 1,
2, 3.
Call my name. Yeah. And I will run to you. Just call my name.
Hey.
And I will run to you. That's just a cool.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. All right. We'll talk about your upcoming Christmas hit as well, too. But first, listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition way. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960, or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. Check our Facebook page, facebook.com/the Mike Wagner Show. Also on Instagram at the Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, Apple, Deezer, Stitcher, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show on any mobile device, whether it's iPhone, Alexa, or your Android as well, too, or your iPhone. and take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. We're here with the wonderful duo from New York City, One Up Duo, heading up to the Motor City as they travel along, and they're motoring like crazy. They've been on season 15 on The Voice. They sang at a number of fests. They sang the national anthems for Brooklyn Nets and the New York Yankees. And before we have you sing your big Christmas song, Let Me Come Home, national anthems for Brooklyn Nets and the Yankees. And what's it like, just being on the floor as well too? And did you get to hang with the players or anything like that?
Oh my gosh, the Yankee Stadium, of course, is a huge staple. It was awesome to do the Brooklyn Nets. We had done it maybe twice before. But Yankee Stadium, to walk onto that field and to see, oh my gosh, this is such a New York. When I think of New York and sports, I think Yankee Stadium and Madison Square Garden. Those are the first two arenas that come to my mind. So it was such a surreal experience to walk on that field. And these two little specks are down there. You look around and it's like, wait, what? We're here? Yeah. It was really incredible. We didn't get to see the players because we had to go up to our box suite that they provided us with, which was
nice.
Yeah, it was so
nice. Oh my goodness!
We had no idea that they were going to give us such incredible accommodations, and we had invited about a group of about 10 to 15 friends, and everyone was already in the box suite by the time we finished. So we go up there, and everyone's up there eating pizza and hot dogs and.
It was incredible.
It was really.
You're making me so hungry. Oh my!
I know, right?
You're making me so hungry. Oh my!
It was an incredible experience for sure. One for the books. Yankee Stadium. We sang in Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, so amazing.
Who can say that?
My dad he flew in from Detroit that day and just
that's right.
Showed up, and when you see your parents glowing from just joy and being so happy and so proud, it's one of the most fulfilling feelings to me. Mm-hmm. And for my dad to be there and to see him being so proud of us for singing the anthem, but also to see him being so excited and grateful for the chance that he could just enjoy a box like that at Yankee Stadium. It was awesome, truly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you're right. How many people you could say I sang at Yankee Stadium? How many?
I know. That's huge.
Yeah. Just don't ask that question of Billy Joel, okay? He'll probably give you a look like, what?
Yeah, he'll be like,
Or maybe he'll tell you about the hot dogs. He'll maybe tell you about, which way not to go or something. So
yeah, he can show us the ropes. Yeah, that was awesome.
Oh, my goodness. And, of course, we're having such Christmas joy here on the Mike Wagner Show with the one-up duo of Adam and Jerome Bell, living in New York City, soon to heading up to the Motor City, Detroit, Michigan. And let's hear you sing your new song, Let Me Come Home, here on the Mike Wagner Show. And I'm looking forward to a great Christmas tune you guys have put out, and it's been just catching like wildfire like crazy.
Yeah.
No, we're so excited, and we are so proud of this song, not just for the content, but for the message that it's putting out. And it's being so well received by everyone, allies and the LGBTQ plus community. So we're just so grateful that everyone is hearing the message in the song. Mm-hmm. You want to do?
Yeah, we're going to make a little different version of it just for the purpose of this, because in the song, on the recording, we don't have many parts where we sing together. So how about this? You start a chorus, do the first two lines,
and then I'll harmonize with you for
nothing more about.
Yep.
And then we'll sing the last line. Just let me come home. Yeah. Okay.
I think that's a great idea. I approve.
Thanks, Mike.
Hey, no problem. I'm no Team Kelly, but I give the okay on it.
I approve.
All right, here we go. One up duo with the Christmas song "Let Me Come Home" here on the Mike Wagner Show. Guys, take it away.
Okay. So let me come home this Christmas. I just want to come home this Christmas. Remember, there's nothing more above. All we are in need is love. So let me come home
home this Christmas. I just wanna come home. Just let me come home. There we go.
Oh, man, that brought tears to my eyes. Wow. That is something, I'll tell you.
Remember, there's nothing more above. All we are in need is love. That is a quote.
That's the takeaway.
That's the takeaway.
It makes me think of the Beatles. Love is all you need from Sgt. Pepper.
Yeah.
It just makes me think of it. Oh, my gosh. You'd be the next Beatles the way you go. That's great. All right. And just another question. I wasn't sure if we got to it. What do you have planned for 2020? Do you have a new album coming out in 2020? And what are your plans for an upcoming tour?
Oh, yes. So we are planning to write our first full-length album next year. We have a couple different people that we love to write with. One is a duo called Break Out the Crazy, and they're actually responsible for writing Call My Name and Let Me Come Home with Me over the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm. And also a friend of mine based out of in LA named Sylvia McCullough, who is also an incredible songwriter. We've been collaborating with her as well. So we are writing together, but we are so welcome to. We welcome the idea to collaborate with our friends as well because they're all so talented.
Yeah.
We're not above that. So we really are just gonna, over the winter, especially when it gets cold here and when we're in front of the fireplace, we'll have a lot of time after the Christmas season to just sit and figure out what we want to talk about, what we want to say, what we want to spread, because everything that we do right now is, we want it to be love and we want it to be positivity. We want it to be a message, as well as catchy music, of course. But we're really excited to explore. We're still, every time we perform together, every time we travel somewhere to do a performance, we are adding to our show. We're adding to what we sing and how we sing together. And now the singing part is easy for us because we sing together all the time now. But it's going to be really fun to explore topics and songwriting together because we've done it on our own separately. But for us to do something together like that, it's like a new life. Oh, one up!
Yeah.
Oh! One up! One up! One up! One up!
Right. And then we're looking at a couple tours next year. One small one in the summertime, which we're kind of looking at a Great Lakes region tour. We'd like to hit up Toronto, Cleveland, Detroit, Chicago, Minneapolis, and maybe even Milwaukee. Mm-hmm. So that's going to be like a summertime, probably a little stripped down, more like acoustic set, but still something that we're really excited about. And we'll have a chance to workshop a lot of the new songs that we're working on at that point. And then next winter, next Christmas, we're planning on doing a holiday tour because we are 100% obsessed with this time of year. We both are like Christmas joy nerds. We watch Home Alone every night after Thanksgiving until Christmas.
Oh my goodness!
I know.
I think people are just so much more open to receiving love during this time of year, and because that's just what people we want to
kind of.
People are ready to be kind, ready to just be a little bit more sentimental. So we love to put our message out when people are the most receptive to hearing it.
Mm-hmm.
That is fantastic. Looking forward to that as well, too. Keep us up to date. We love to have you guys back on as well, too. And besides being on season 15 on The Voice, what do you consider your most defining moment besides being on The Voice?
Most defining moment as a duo? Gosh, I feel like we have one, but I can't think.
When we were at Cedar Valley Pride.
Which part?
The performance part was really... That was when we were performing... as headliners, was it Cedar Valley Pride?
Cedar Valley Pride. Yeah, in Cedar Falls, Iowa.
10 minutes before we were going on stage, all the lights went out, the sound went out, all the power went out.
Oh, no.
Bring in 2 generators to bring everything back up to speed. And we ended up, they weren't able to get the lights back together. We had no monitors on the stage, and we were doing a full, 45-minute set. And the reception that we got from that crowd and the performance that we put on with all the technical aspects of it that were happening, that was when I felt like we were finally just completely in sync with each other, because we never even had to look at the other person or listen for what the other one was going to do. And the crowd was insane. So we can't wait to go back there and give them a show where they can actually see our faces, or my face.
And don't forget to pay the electric bill.
Right.
And bring a bunch of candles, lighters too, just like in the old days of the rock concerts. Light them Bics.
Yeah. And even after that, we got to hang out with the mayor of the city and CeCe Peniston, who has been a childhood favorite of mine, and I cried. She was in our hotel and she treated us to lunch before our performance, and that was just so babe, I was like, we made it. We're hanging, yeah, we're hanging with CeCe Peniston. We're headlining a Pride festival. The technical part went out, but we were still able to perform the same way. It was really, I will never forget that.
And then you can sing, finally.
Finally.
That is definitely a very defining moment. Finally, as you call it here. So who do you guys consider biggest influences in your careers?
Vocal influences, we share a few similar ones, but I know if you just take a look at Jerome's arm.
I have all of mine on my arm. Michael Jackson, Stevie Wonder, Prince, Whitney Houston, and my mother. I have a portrait of my mother right here, because I was her biggest fan, and I wanted to sing like her from the time I was 2 years old. Yeah. But oh my gosh, there's so many. Aerosmith, I am obsessed with Steven Tyler. Mm-hmm. I listen to literally everything. And so does he. So that's why we're a match made. We just toss off ideas. We're like, babe, you like, yeah, I love that song.
Yeah. And some of my favorites were Celine Dion growing up. Brian White, this really amazing country singer.
Yeah.
Stevie Wonder. Gosh, so many. But yeah, anyone that I can feel their soul, anyone that I can feel like there's this authentic connection from Mariah Carey, Whitney. I mean,
all the greats.
Yeah.
We both have studied Hall & Oates. Mm-hmm. The list goes on and on. We can be here for another 30 minutes just listening.
Well, we can do that. We can do that next time we guys have you on in 2020. We can extend that, not just 30 minutes, but beyond that. So we'll definitely have you back on. And when your new album comes out, let us know. We'll have you back on. And of course, just about lastly, what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
Persistence. I think that is the thing that I have, for me, personally, it's been, my life has been 20 feet from stardom. I've had all of these almost. But the thing about it is quitting or giving up was never an option. And even now, when we were released from The Voice, I walked away from that going, that was awesome. All right, so let's keep this going. Yeah. So I think that for anyone who is pursuing this, you have to stay true to what you're doing and know that what you have is special, and be persistent. Work hard and stay persistent. You will hear no more times than your ears can even process, but you have to stay persistent and keep going.
Yeah. And I would like to add to that, no matter what you do and what your future spouse or your partner might do, find somebody that brings out the best in you, because I feel like that's what I've been lucky enough to find. I found someone that doesn't make me want to shrink into a shell, but someone that draws me out of the shell and pushes me to be the best that I can be. And it just happens to work to our advantage because we do this together and we do the same thing. But regardless of what your career path is, find somebody that is not going to be threatened by your success, but someone that pushes you to find that success.
Yeah. And I think that's a great thought as well, too. And of course, lastly, once again, we're with One Up Duo with Adam and Jerome Bell out of New York City, heading to the Motor City. Guys, a big thank you for your time. You guys have been fantastic. Once again, tell us about your upcoming projects, your website. How do people contact you? Where can people purchase your music?
They can purchase our music Anywhere online. We have everything is available on all the streaming platforms, and then we also are partnering with a new app called Crowd Music, which there's more to come with that. But it's a really incredible app that is that offers exclusive content. So when we release our first single there, it will be available exclusively on Crowd Music for the first 3 months. And if anyone's looking for more information on that, just Google Crowd Music, follow them on Instagram and Twitter and all of that. And then our social media, and our social media, One Up Duo across the board. So Instagram, Twitter,
spelled out,
YouTube, yep, all spelled out, Facebook. And if we feel funky enough, we might start using TikTok, but I think we're trying.
If you have time for TikTok, they say.
Right.
Yeah.
We also are able to announce now that we have a partnership with PFLAG National, which is an organization that literally talks about everything that Let Me Come Home is reuniting people. So it's about parents, family, friends, and allies of gay or LGBTQ plus people. And it's basically reuniting families together. So we are so
at the core of PFLAG's message is the same as ours, which is love and acceptance from your family members can save lives. It really changes the way people look at themselves when they feel like they are being encouraged and accepted by their family, and especially when they can be their authentic selves. And that's what Let Me Come Home is about, is being loved and accepted for who you are as an authentic human and being welcomed home for the holidays.
That is fantastic. Guys, just want to say a big thank you for your time. You've been great. Looking forward to having you again soon. And please do everybody a favor, keep us up to date. We love to have you back on in 2020. And Merry Christmas too, by the way, guys.
Awesome. Thank you, Mike.
Thanks for listening to the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Please support our program with your donations at themikewagnershow.com. Join us again next time for another great episode of The Mike Wagner Show.